You ever have one of those nights where all you want is a hot shower and a bed, but the universe decides to mess with you just because it can? Yeah, that was me, standing there at the Hampton Hills front desk at almost midnight, my service dog Duke sitting like a statue next to my suitcase, and the hotel clerk, Ashley, trying to tell me my PTSD dog wasn't welcome unless I forked over a couple $100 in pet fees. Let me tell you, I did not see that coming. One second I'm dead on my feet from a 12-hour drive. Next thing I know, she's looking me up and down like I'm running some kind of scam. And this is the kicker. She's talking over me to explain how she knows the law. You know what I mean? Now, here's what Ashley doesn't get, and I guess what most people don't get until it happens to them. I spent almost a decade as a Navy SEAL for deployments, plenty of medals, and a couple scars that'll never show up on any x-ray. I don't move like I used to, but I still carry that edge. You learn to watch hands, exits, tone of voice. Duke's not just a pet. He's the reason I can breathe in crowded rooms. The one who wakes me up from those flashbacks that feel more real than anything in the daylight. He knows when I'm spiraling before I do. Hell, he's probably the only one who does. But in Ashley's eyes, I'm just some guy in jeans with a dog.so. She starts adding charges to my bill, talking about hotel policy and too many fakes like I haven't heard it 100 times. I pull out my service dog paperwork, the registration, the doctor's letter, the whole file I keep in my glove box for exactly this reason. She glances at it and shrugs. We've seen all kinds of documentation, sir. You look healthy to me. Real service dogs are for blind people, not for anxiety or whatever. That's what she actually said. It stings in a way I can't describe, like having your insides called into question by a stranger who's never carried anything heavier than a tray of towels. People in the lobby start watching. An old couple whispers by the vending machines. Some guy in a suit by the elevator glances over, but doesn't say a word. I keep my voice low, even as my hands start to shake. Federal law says you can't charge me for a service animal. She just repeats, it's our policy, and slides me the key cards with this look that says she's doing me a favor. And there's Duke, lying at my feet, eyes on me, tail still, doing his job, even when the world's acting like he doesn't matter. The pressure in my chest is getting worse. Anyone who's had a panic attack knows the feeling, that creeping sense that you're about to come apart. Duke nudges my knee, subtle but firm, grounding me in that moment. Let me back up a sec. I joined the Navy at 18, right after my dad died on the job. I needed to escape, needed a purpose, something bigger than bills and grief. The SEALs became my family. We all came home with pieces missing. Mine just happened to be on the inside. I left the military with nightmares and a toolbox full of coping tricks, but nothing worked half as well as Duke. The day he showed up, tail wagging, learning my routines, I started sleeping through the night again. If you've never had that kind of lifeline, you can't imagine what it's like to have someone dismiss it with a line like, "Animals require extra cleaning, sir." I think about just paying the fee and eating the loss. I mean, what's another couple $100 when you've survived IEDs, right? But then I look at Duke, and I think about all the other vets out there, the ones who freeze up or get angry or leave because someone in a uniform tells them they don't look disabled. That's when I ask Ashley for the manager. She tells me, flat as can be, he's gone for the night. File a complaint online. Now, I'm no lawyer, but I know when someone's stonewalling. So I take out my phone and start recording, calmly explaining, I'm documenting this in case I need it for civil rights. She threatens to call security. That's when the suit by the elevator finally steps up. He's got hospitality contacts, apparently, and asks quietly if I want a witness. The situation gets tense. Ashley raises her voice, says my dog looks too healthy to be real, accuses me, loud enough for everyone to hear, of buying a fake vest online just to get out of paying pet fees. The whole lobby's staring, and I can see the couple by the vending machine Googling service dog laws. My chest is burning now, but Duke stays put, a rock in the storm. Suddenly, the phone rings, sharp, cutting through the scene. Ashley answers, and her whole vibe changes in a heartbeat. She goes pale, her voice dropping to a whisper. The suit gives me a nod. Turns out he called a friend who called someone higher up. Hampton Hills Corporate Compliance. ADA experts. The real deal. The caller tells Ashley, in no uncertain terms, that charging a disabled vet for a service dog is a federal offense, that the company could be sued for tens of thousands, and that she is to remove the fees, apologize, and upgrade my room. Now, I could hear every word. I mean, you can't script a twist like that. Ashley hangs up, sweating bullets. She voids the charges, offers me a suite, starts apologizing so fast she's tripping over her words. Breakfast, late checkout, whatever I want. 40 minutes later, the manager shows up in jeans and a polo, out of breath and out of patience, apologizes again, gives me his card, covers the rest of my stay, and even offers to reimburse my wedding gift for my sister. More than that, he promises new training, policy changes, system-wide emails. Basically, this isn't happening to anyone else if he can help it. It's almost 1 in the morning before I finally get Duke into our room. He does his usual sweep, sniffs the closet, checks under the bed, flops down with a sigh. For the first time all day, I actually breathe easy. My sister's wedding is the next day, and nobody knows how close I came to missing it, because one clerk couldn't recognize what an invisible wound looks like. You want a real twist? 6 months later, I get a letter from Hampton Hills Corporate, handwritten, even. Ashley finished mandatory ADA training, became their go-to for service dog policy, and even included a personal apology. Said she never understood until she learned what service animals really meant to people like me. I kept it, believe it or not. So no, the win wasn't just a free breakfast or a fancy room. The real win was knowing I made it a little easier for the next guy, the one too tired or too anxious to fight back. Duke just wants to keep me safe, but I guess sometimes his job is making sure someone else learns something too. Here's what I'd ask you. How often do we judge what we can't see? How many times have we mistaken someone's scars for weakness or their needs for an inconvenience? If you've ever watched someone fight for a little dignity, or if you've had to yourself, drop a comment. Tell me your story. Hit like, share it, pass it on to someone who thinks looking fine means you don't need help. The more we talk, the harder it gets for ignorance to win. And if you ever see someone like Ashley at a front desk, maybe remind them, some wounds don't show, but that doesn't make them any less real.